Welcome to my channel where I help designers and creatives with freelancing and passive income by sharing all my knowledge and experience with you. So today I wanted to share with you guys some questions that I normally get asked. Sometimes I get students that will email me and ask me questions about my career or how I started, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. Have you got any formal training or education? And the answer is I do. I went to UB, which is a school in New Zealand, and I studied for just 1 year, but I got everything that I needed, all the basics there. I got a diploma in graphic design. Has your family inspired your career in graphic design? My family, my mum is actually in the health industry and my dad is in the finance industry. My brother is a really well-known photographer over in Melbourne. So he is creative, and I guess while my family didn't really inspire me to do graphic design or be a creative, they definitely always supported me, so yes guys. What influences your work? It's quite a lot of things. It's how I'm feeling, what I'm looking at, events that are happening in the world, the design style and trends that are going on. Yeah, so I think those are the main things that really influence my work. I just create based on all of those elements.
How did you get started in your first job?
When I left UB, I made it my mission. I picked a design studio that I thought had a really great reputation. I knew the people that worked there, I knew their work, and I wanted to learn from them, and I wanted to be as skilled as they were. I invited them to my university end of year studio event. They came to that, they saw my work, and we just had a chat and a yarn. And after that, there wasn't really any job openings, but I sort of would just keep in contact with them. Then they finally were advertising for a junior role. I thought, no, this is a great opportunity. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna get it. So I went in there and I tried to think, how could I make myself really appealing and different? I went to Peg Creative, and because they were called Toast, I thought I could get them some coasters made, and I got some cork and I got Peg to etch into all of the coasters some funny sayings so that they would remember me, so I could leave them with a little present. And I had my interview and it went fantastic. They asked me all sorts of strange questions, and then after that, that was basically where I started. Since you have a more corporate client base, how important would you class the power of networking and community? And do you prioritize physical networking events or building a community online? So when I first started in my business, I would go to all the networking events that were around my area. It didn't matter what it was, and it didn't matter what it was for, because when you've gone from a full-time job or you've gone from studying or anything like that, you just really want to build your confidence up in the real world with being able to talk to people, be confident in yourself about your work, just get a feel for what your brand and what your business is going to be about. I think it's really important to physically get yourself out there when you first start, not just for the networking and getting the clients, but it's actually for your confidence as well, because you need to learn a lot about yourself and what your business is going to be about and how you're going to market it to your perfect client. And by going out and doing these networking events and seeing people in the flesh, you can actually figure that out. I wouldn't prioritize one over the other. I think it depends on where you are in your business, where you are in your journey, and also what you're like as a person. Because some people are really extrovert and can go out there and just talk and get business and make friendships and meet people, and that's just the way they like to do things. What helped you break into the industry? I have this motivation where if somebody says no, or I get to a roadblock where I can't find an answer, I just don't take no for the answer. So that's what keeps me going. I think that's really what helped me break into the industry. Was from the very beginning, I just knew this is exactly what I was going to do, and no one was going to stop me, and that was it. I was going for it. The next question is, which skills and traits are essential in designing things like collages and branding? I think the essential skills that you need to have in any design, whether it's you're doing collages or branding or websites or anything like that, is having a base fundamental of print design. So even if you're wanting to be a web designer or a UX designer or anything like that, like just anything, if you start at the basics with print design, which is like layout, typography, hierarchy, colors, all that kind of stuff, I think that is a stepping block into all of the different other outlets. How important is self-promotion, and which platforms or steps had the most effect? Self-promotion and posting on social media is super important. I think especially because if you are looking to be a freelancer in this day and age, everything is online. Not a lot of people are going to go to their local yellow pages or newspaper and go, I need a web designer or I need a graphic designer. They're going to be looking in Facebook groups, Instagram, they're going to be looking online, they're going to Google you and things like that. So if you can make your digital footprint as large as it can be, but within targeted areas of clients that you want to work with, then I think that's going to be the best way to do it. Each platform, I think, in terms of the different ones like Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all of that, I don't think that there's one over the other that I would say I would recommend to blanket for everyone. Depends on the products or the what you're offering and where your clients are and who you want to talk to and what platforms you enjoy the most. Would you say honing one skill and style or developing as much skills as possible is more beneficial and progressive in a creative career? I think that a lot of people will have two opinions about this. They'll say you have to niche down, you have to get good at one thing. But then for some people that's just not possible, because as a creative you can have what I call creative ADHD and all you want to do is learn about everything. I think it just depends on what category you fall into. I don't think there's a wrong or a right way to do it. Really, at the end of the day, when you're developing your business or becoming a freelancer or doing anything, you're really just finding out what works for you, what's going to get you income, and how it's all going to work. But I do think that when you first start, that you have to keep it simple, because obviously it can be very overwhelming to try and figure out your style, business, like accounts, all that kind of stuff. So if you keep it simple at the start and you get it going, you get a few things working and you find out what works for you well in terms of getting income and getting clients and all of that kind of stuff, then after that you can, again, like I said, when you build on the skills, you can also build on different like services or different creative skills, anything like that. What would you tell yourself in the beginning of your career, and what would you look for if you were hiring someone? Get ready for the journey, because it's going to be hard, it's going to be long, but it is going to be so rewarding. And when you get to those certain milestones, make sure you celebrate them. I think that's what I would say to myself. Someone with drive, someone with motivation, who can show up on time, do the work, who really, really loves what they want to do and really wants to make an effort and is really ambitious. And yeah, I think that's what I would look for. So that's the end of the questions that I have from the students that have sent some in to me. If you have any other questions, I would love to hear them. You can comment below in the video and I would love to answer them.